Right off the top, let me make this disclosure. This guy, oh my goodness, his board is so much bigger than mine. But what I hope to prove is the size of your mixing board has little to do with the size of your radio sound. I am Jeff, the radio DJ dude, so excited to flip the switch on a brand new segment, Studio Spotlight, where we dive in to other internet radio stations and get a peek of their setup, but more important, we dive deeper into the people behind the mics. We find out their story. And I hope this goes without saying, but I'm gonna run these gums anyway. As you know, this is a very safe and positive playground for all things radio. Our only goal is to help lift each other up, build each other up with positivity. So keep that in mind. Let's support each other as we learn more about each other.
We are on the air.
And if you stick around to the end, I will pull the curtain back on my dainty setup to show you that you really don't need a lot to make good internet radio. But first, come on, give it up for Scooter, the proud dude behind the mic of themixofcorinth.com.
Hello, I'm Scooter, Jam and Jeff Scott. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to be on one of your videos and show you my studio. I've been in radio since I was 15 years old, now 34. You do the math. I've been on pretty much every radio dial in my area, so online radio is something different, something I'm learning to embrace, but I'm having a lot of fun doing. I want to show you my studio. Starting right here, I've got obviously a little bit of decor. We soundproofed it a little bit. I got my production computer right here. This is where I edit jingles, commercials, even songs if I need to take something out. Of course, my production mic. And this also is linked up to my on-air board in case I want to have a guest. Check out my Michael Jackson vinyl clock. It keeps me on time. Then you switch over here. As I said, been in radio almost 20 years, so old school. This is an actual analog mixer. Use RadioDJ, very similar to the Scott Studios software that I was trained on. And I've also got another computer right here. Now this computer and my production computer are all hooked in to this mixer. That way I can do crossfading and stuff like that. Have a little bit of fun during the show. And check this out too. It's a Bluetooth speaker, but looks like a vinyl as well. Of course, I got the retro accent. I'm going to have my camera lady, and we'll grab the phone for a second. If you'll step out and just kind of flip the light off, that way we can show everybody the lights. Flip the light switch so we can show the, yeah, that's right. I have my own retro party right here. Themixofcorinth.com is how you can listen to me. I play the best of all decades. The MIXX of Corinth.com. Embrace this new online radio era with me and Jam and Jeff Scott. The Mix is your flame-throwing radio station. I'm Scooter online everywhere here at themixofcorinth.com. While you're on our website, if you click that start recording button, you can send me an audio message of who you are, and also you can send me a rad quest of a song you may want to hear that you haven't heard in a while. I'd be glad to play it for you. Right now, Billy Ocean and Loverboy on The Mix.
Oh my goodness, I've never felt more insecure in my life. That is such an impressive setup, Scooter. That board, I mean, I don't know about anyone else watching, but the moment I saw that, I was thinking, I wonder what station in Mississippi is missing their mixing console today. No, that is some serious, nice hardware. But give us a little more. Take us back to when you kind of got bit by the radio bug.
How I got started in radio, I was actually 13 years old. Went with my grandmother's boyfriend at the time to go pick up a prize at the radio station, and I just fell in love with the equipment. It just all fascinated me, and I feel so silly when I say this. At this time, there was no social media, no YouTube. I had no way of knowing what a radio station looked like. I had this kind of mental picture of like a Larry King live setting, a DJ sitting at a table with a little microphone, and somebody spinning an old-time record. Little did I know it was going to be this. I fell in love. They started letting me come up when I expressed my interest to them. It was called Wild 100.7, and they started letting me come up whenever I was out of school, and eventually they hired me. I was still in school, 15 years old. I became Scooter, the teenage DJ, and the rest is history.
So you've been rocking the mixofcorinth.com since 2020. I mean, in that time, what were some challenges or advice you have for other folks looking to jump in to the wild world of internet broadcasting?
When COVID hit, as you know, Jam and Jeff Scott, a lot of things started changing rules-wise, and I came home just pissed off. They were having to tighten things up on what all we could and could not do. And I started researching, and I found video air checks on YouTube of people doing online radio stations up north. Started the mix, and here we go since 2020. I'm doing very well. TheMixOfCorinth.com, my radio station, plays the best from the 70s to today. And it's really hard to program, but Jammin' Jeff Scott, your videos really help me on making sure everything flows, because you don't want to go from a 70s song to a Flo Rida song. It's just not going to sound great. But the imaging is key. So Jammin' Jeff Scott, you've really hit the nail on the head. Anybody who's watching this who is thinking about starting an internet radio station, really pay attention to Jammin' Jeff Scott's videos on imaging. It is so important because there are so many ways to listen to music, and one of the feedbacks I get from people, and Jammin' Jeff Scott, I know you're going to appreciate this, is I'm not a music player. I'm an entertainment player. It's almost like old school radio, because there was a time when radio was your best friend. The DJs were local celebrities, local entertainers. There had to be talent. It wasn't just opening up a mic and reading a script. You was a personality. And that's what I'm really trying to bring back where I live in Corinth, Mississippi, with the online radio station, TheMixOfCorinth.com. It's doing well. I'm still on 12 FM radio stations, but I got to tell you, they all like the mix. TheMixOfCorinth.com. Check it out. Jammin' Jeff Scott, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for the content that you provide that helps novice like me become great on the internet. Have a good one, listeners.
Scooter, you are awesome. Thank you so much for being the guinea pig for the very first studio spotlight, and just for your support. I know you've been in there since day one of the radio DJ dude's journey. You've been very passionate. I love your energy. That definitely comes through on the mixofcorinth.com, which I recommend everybody tune in. Of course, the link is down here. It's in the description. Show Scooter some love, because we appreciate the love that he just shared with us. Now, if seeing Scooter's setup has kind of lit that spark in you and you want to show off your station to the world, well, heck yeah, I want to hear about it. Please reach out to me, and maybe we will be unveiling your station on the next studio spotlight. Now, here's the important thing, the main takeaway. I don't want you to be overwhelmed by Scooter's fancy RE20 mics and that beautiful mixing console and, the couple computers that he's got rocking in his home studio, because the reality of the day is you don't need any of it. And I am proof. I've been in radio like Scooter since 15, and right now, my all 80s juggernaut, XXX80s.com, basically runs. You sure you can handle this? Because I'm going to open the door to my home studio. It runs on this jinky old laptop, dusty, that I resurrected from the garage. I'm a Mac guy, but the software I use, the same one that Scooter uses, the very free and capable RadioDJ, it's PC only. So the only PC computer I had was ancient, but it was enough. And it got me started, and it put me on the path to doing something that today I really enjoy. So I don't want you to think that you have deep pockets to do really, good radio, because you don't. You just need that passion, and honestly, you just need a computer and a microphone. You don't even need a mixer. This is my jinky little mixer that I only use sometimes to interface an iPad where I play back sound effects. And it's just to get my RE20, which is, a traditional XLR mic, into the computer. But if you had a decent USB mic, you just plug that sucker into your laptop. You could record all your voice tracks, or even do some of your live breaks right there. That's all you need. Nothing else is required to make your radio dream a reality. Never think more is more, when really it's less that gets you moving so much faster, because you don't have any excuses. Who doesn't have an old dusty PC laptop laying around? And for under $60, you can get your hands on a decent enough USB mic. And then over time, you could grow. But I don't want technology to stand in the way of this passion of yours. So get your feet wet, download RadioDJ, which is free, and just start kind of getting the feel for putting together rotations and recording jingles and recording some voice tracks. And then I know that'll be enough to get you moving. Momentum will build, and then you can make this your own, and then you can hit it as hard as you want down the road. Now, if you're still craving a little more support or hand-holding, I've got you covered. Maybe you've done it, maybe you're brand new to this crazy thing, but I do have an incredibly free Radio DJ 101 mini course. You dive in, it's like 6 lessons delivered right to your inbox, no muss, no fuss. You go at your own pace. Like I said, it's very free, and it's not some shallow, typical, spammy email mini course. No, this thing goes deep, probably too deep for the price. But anyway, I put it together to really help expedite your process and get you really comfortable on the mic in the quickest time frame as possible. And if you want to go deeper, that much quicker, well, I have this really cool course companion, this workbook that just speeds the whole process along. And to be completely honest, if you pick that up, it greatly, helps me offset a lot of the costs and time that is invested in some of these programs. So I thank you so much for your support if you do end up picking that baby up. That is getting you comfortable working the mic. What about what's next? What do you say? Well, I've got you covered there too with my very free Robo Show Prep Chrome extension. This baby is packed with really cool AI prompts that you just click your way to radio-ready content. So if you haven't tried that sucker out, I definitely encourage you to download it. Once again, it's not going to cost you anything. And if you hunger for even more creative content, I think we're up to like over 40 extra prompts that you can load in to Robo Show Prep. If you're just looking for more on-air ideas that kind of set your show apart from the rest, I definitely encourage you to check all that out. The links for the Radio DJ mini course and the Robo Show Prep extension are all right there in the description. And again, if you end up picking up anything from my shop, I do thank you so much for your support. But don't think you need a setup like Scooter's to help realize this online radio dream, because you don't. And believe me, I used to work in major market studios with all the fancy toys, all the bells and whistles, the big boards, the great mics, the Vox Pros, on those same stations that I worked at, all the fanciest equipment. Some of the jocks were as mediocre as they came. And all that fancy equipment did not enhance or help their sound. So equipment and quality do not have any relation. It's like, give Steven Spielberg an iPhone and he could definitely produce a movie worthy of an Oscar. You give some schmo off the street a fancy, airy film camera and good luck. If you dug this little studio spotlight ditty, well, I need you for the next one. Jump in if you're interested. If you want a little free love for your radio station, I know not only would I, but I know the audience would love to hear more stories. So please reach out to me. Also, reach out to me where you are right now with a like and a subscribe. I do thank you very much. I am Jeff, the Radio DJ Dude, and until our next little radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.